Good morning and welcome to the Massillon Groundbreaking ceremony. I am Ramon Mejia, the project manager for the Massillon Levee Erosion Repair Project. I'm greatly honored to serve as your master of ceremonies. The City of Massillon is protected by two independent earthen levees, East Levee and the West Levee, on each side of the Tuscarawas River. To provide some background, the East Levee extends approximately 11,500 linear feet and provides a line of protection for approximately 349 residential and commercial structures, along with the Ohio State Route 21, a major thoroughfare. The population at risk for the East Levee is 1,166 citizens. In addition, the West Levee extends approximately 4,500 linear feet and provides a line of protection for approximately 10 commercial structures, including a water treatment plant, which provides potable water for approximately 90,000 citizens in Stark County. Uniquely, the Massillon levees are jointly operated and maintained by the City of Massillon and the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. The City of Massillon has the operation and maintenance responsibility for the pump stations, drainage structures, pressure conduits, and gate closures. The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers is responsibilities for the earthen levee, flood walls, instrumentation, control weir, and seepage control features. Recent high stage of extended intense rainfall events, which occurred during the periods of January to April of 2018, resulted in vertical and horizontal movement of the existing stone slope protection along both levee systems. These erosion issues are U.S. Army Corps of Engineers operation and maintenance responsibility. Therefore, the funding for this project is 100% federal and funded from the operation and maintenance appropriation. In accordance with the provisions of the Flood Control Act of June 22, 1936, the project was authorized as modified by Flood Control Act of August 28, 1937. And was selected for construction under the provisions of Flood Control Act of the Flood Control Act of 28 June 1938, public number 761, 75th Congress, 3rd session. Due to the progressive nature of erosion, the stabilization of the East and West levees were selected for funding in the fiscal year 19 Disaster Relief Act Operation Maintenance Emergency Supplemental, which brings us here today. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time I would like to recognize our distinguished guests and speakers. Congressman Bob Gibbs, U.S. Representative for the 7th Congressional District of Ohio. Congressman Gibbs sits on the House Transportation and Infrastructure Committee and the House Agriculture Committee. He was chosen to chair the Subcommittee on Water Resources and Environment, a subcommittee of the Transportation and Infrastructure Committee that conducts oversight of federal regulation of clean water. The Honorable Kathy Catanzaro-Perry, Mayor, City of Massillon. Mayor Kathy Catanzaro-Perry was elected mayor for Massillon in 2011, 2015, and again in 2019. Prior to her election as mayor, Kathy served as the council representative for Massillon's 3rd Ward for 8 years. Mayor Catanzaro-Perry co-founded the Golden Key Center for Exceptional Children, where she also served as executive director for operations and medically fragile care. Prior to founding the Golden Key Center, Kathy served as director of weight management at Altman Hospital and as the director of the Wound Healing Center at the former Doctors Hospital. Mr. Bob Font, Director of Stark Parks. Bob Font has been the Director of Stark Parks since 1995. During his tenure, the Park District revenue has increased from $750,000 annually to $7 million annually. In addition, an average of $8 million is received annually from grants. The Park District has been nationally recognized for its innovation and partnerships. Bob has been an active community member involved with the Ohio Parks and Recreation Association, National Association for County Park and Recreation Officials Visit Canton, and the Ohio and Erie Canalway Association. Colonel Jason Evers, U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, Huntington District Commander. Colonel Jason Evers assumed command of the Huntington District, U.S. Army Corps of Engineers on July 17, 2018. As the district commander, he is responsible for carrying out the district's mission within the Ohio River Basin, which includes more than 300 navigable miles of the Ohio River in West Virginia, Kentucky, and Ohio, plus 9 major tributaries. The area encompasses 45,000 square miles in 5 states: West Virginia, Kentucky, Ohio, Virginia, and North Carolina. His staff of more than 950 employees support the district mission to operate and maintain 35 multi-purpose reservoirs and 9 locks and dams, providing flood damage reduction, commercial navigation, recreation, and water supply while protecting the environment. Not on stage is Mr. Mike Keithley, U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, Huntington District Deputy for Planning, Programs, and Project Management. Not on stage also is Mr. Tim Ross, 7th District Director. Not on stage is also Mr. Todd Newman from Construction Department in the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, who is also the COR contractor, contract officer representative, contracting officer representative. Also not on stage is Ms. Jean Seidel, the Muskingum Area Office Operations Manager. This time, please rise for the playing of the national anthem.
Oh, sing and you'll see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose was stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. For the ramparts we once were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please take your seats. Our first speaker this morning is Colonel Jason Evers, U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, Huntington District Commander.
Welcome, everyone. First of all, I'd like to start off by thanking Congressman Gibbs, Mayor Perry, Mr. Ponte, and everyone else for attending. I know it's kind of an awkward situation in the COVID environment to have a ceremony with so few guests, but we'll get it out in social media, and folks will be able to celebrate this milestone. I think it's important to continue to remind folks in the public that the Corps of Engineers is going to continue to move forward with the important work that we do. Mayor Perry protecting the citizens of her city, Congressman Gibbs working on the authorization and appropriation to continue to move these projects forward. I mean, we all have a role to continue, and obviously Stark Parks provide opportunities for recreation. We all have to continue to move forward even in this restrictive environment. So I appreciate everyone that had a role in bringing this together so we can celebrate a major milestone for a $20 million plus project here in the city of Massillon. So the organization I'm a part of, the Army, we trace our roots all the way back to the founding of the country, June 14, 1775. And the Engineer Regiment was actually founded 2 days after that, on June 16. The Corps of Engineers has a huge part in that tradition of the United States Army Engineer Regiment. Our mission is to protect the nation's water resources while enhancing the region's economy by developing solutions with local, state, and federal partners to ensure we can continue our missions of water navigation, reducing flood risk, encouraging recreation, preserving and restoring our streams and ecosystems, and preparing for and responding to natural disasters. This district alone covers a lot of ground, as mentioned in the earlier remarks. We encompass about 45,000 square miles in parts of 5 states across this region. We tackle a whole lot of different types of projects across the area, but almost all of them have one thing in common, and that's the fact that they all deal with water. We work to keep traffic flowing in our rivers and through our locks and dams. Our flood risk management dams help hold back water to reduce flooding downstream, as is the case of many of our projects up here in the Muskingum watershed. We've also built levees like Massillon and floodwalls to protect communities from water. All of those structures that we operate and that we've constructed all have a little bit of a drawback, though, and that means that we have to continue to maintain and operate those with the changing conditions that happen. So from time to time, we have to come in and perform maintenance like we're going to do on this structure. So that kind of brings us to the story of Massillon, and as described in 2018, erosion was detected. Our team, in conjunction with the City of Massillon, went to work to formulate a plan. First and foremost, a series of experts came out here and were diligently monitoring the erosion as it progressed to make sure that if there was an event that caused that levee to have significant damage, that we would have sufficient notice to the public. So I want to thank Jean Seidel and her team for doing that. That was an important part of this, as well as Mayor Perry. Then we went about informing the public, and so I know we had a very close relationship with the City of Massillon during that time period to ensure that we got the word out about what the damage was so folks were informed. Then the Corps kind of went to work formulating the best way to correct the damage, right? So we've got to figure out what's our engineering plan to solve this thing. And then Mike and I go to work and we interact with Congressman Gibbs and others up on Capitol Hill to ensure that they're aware of the issue as well, and that appropriate funding can be appropriated to help solve these problems. So there's a whole team effort here that includes much more than the Corps of Engineers to make sure that this happens. And we really appreciate kind of the responsiveness of Congress with the Disaster Relief Act of 2019 and Congressman Gibbs' role in getting that passed and securing the resources that will enable us to go in and do this fix on this very important levee that protects the City of Massillon. We want to thank Mayor Perry and her team for their great partnership and coordination with our team. I want to say that they are one of the best sponsors that we have on the levee system in my district. They do an absolutely outstanding job in maintaining and doing all the checks and things like that they have to do on their infrastructure. So we appreciate the partnership. My employees are very honored to be a part of this team, working together with city, state, and federal officials to move dirt and kind of get this job done. So we look forward to moving out. We've got a very distinct privilege to be here today and kind of celebrate this event with everyone. So thank you all.
Thank you, sir. Our second speaker for today is Mr. Bob Font, Director of the Stark Park.
Good morning. And on behalf of the Stark County Park District, I'd like to thank Representative Bob Gibbs, Mayor Capizaro Perry, and Colonel Jason Evers for their roles in this important project and for inviting the Stark County Park District to participate in the ceremony today. In the 1800s, construction of the Ohio Weir Canal put many Ohio towns on the map by providing a way for people and their goods to travel throughout Ohio and to the markets to the east. This connection helped bring industry and commerce to Ohio. Over 50 years ago, Congressman Ralph Reagan hiked along the Ohio Weir Canal with journalist Al Simpson, who quoted the congressman as saying, quote, "In the years ahead, the recreational needs of a population will be great. Here we have right in our community a ribbon of wilderness and access to it. The recreation possibilities will be unlimited," end quote. I remember as if it were yesterday having a groundbreaking of our own in 1997 at Lock 4 Park to kick off the construction of what would become the Congressman Ralph Reagan towpath trail in Stark County. That small beginning led to revitalization of this region of northeast Ohio through recreational tourism. This resource now allows people to bike, to work, and enjoy an active lifestyle by walking, running, and riding the trails. It also improved their physical and mental health and encouraged more families to spend time together. It also created memories for those families that will last them a lifetime, all the while helping expand business and improving property values. We are thankful for the partnership with the Army Corps of Engineers and the efforts to maintain the safety of the levee, which protects the City of Massillon, and at the same time for providing for a recreational resource that means so much to our residents and tourists. While the levee is a physical barrier to protect the community from flooding, it is also a community connection for travel to historic towns and neighborhoods to the north, south, east, and west. And is, of course, many ice cream stops along the way, if you're familiar with the trail. We will be working closely with the Corps to get updates on construction schedules so that the trail will be able to open on the weekends during this time period. Updates will be posted at starkparks.com. We look forward to seeing the final project and the continued partnership that protects the community from flooding while securing connection for the travelers to this community. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. The Honorable Kathy Canizaro Perry, Mayor, City of Massillon.
Thank you. Good morning. As Mayor of the City of Massillon, I'm excited to be here today to kick off the Massillon Levee Erosion Repair Project. This critical project will keep our city safe from damaging floodwaters for years to come. I'm also honored to welcome United States Army Corps of Engineers Colonel Jason Evers and Deputy District Engineer Michael Keithlin, as well as my friends Congressman Bob Gibbs and Stark Parks Director Bob Font of our great city. As I stated, the project is exciting and crucial to ensure that the levee running along State Route 21 in our downtown is safe and secure for many years. The key word in the last sentence is safe in terms of people and property. Here are some interesting facts about the levee. The construction of the levee was originally completed in 1951 and included 2.4 miles of channel widening and deepening with 0.8 of a mile of new channel. The original project also included the relocation of 6 miles of railroad lines and new railroad and highway bridges. This project will improve 4,500 linear feet and 56.5 acres on the west and 11,600 linear feet and 195 acres on the east. It will also protect 1,166 of our residents on the east bank and 205 residents on the west. The project property protection from structural damage is about $55.6 million and 349 structures, including an EMS and our fire station on the east side, and 8.8 million and 10 structures on the west side, including one of our great partners, Aqua Ohio Water Plant, that services 90,000 customers. To do all this, 4,000 tons of stone will be brought in to secure the levee and to protect the City of Massillon. Of course, all of this is not done without coordinated effort, and I wanted to express my sincere thanks to Congressman Bob Gibbs for his efforts in securing the funding for the project. Congressman Gibbs is a fighter for his district and for the City of Massillon. We appreciate all of his support. Thank you. I also want to thank my good friend Bob Font for assisting the project's impact on levee trail closures throughout the project's construction. Thank you, Bob. The coordination is vital so that we can limit the public's downtime to these very popular trails. With this partnership comes responsibilities with the Army Corps being responsible for the levees, the flood walls, the improved channel, control weir, seepage control, and instrumentation. The city is responsible for pump stations, drainage structures, pressure conduits, the gate closures, and patrolling the levee during flood periods. The mutual responsibility and partnership protects our city and our citizens, and we look forward to continuing the partnership with this critical project that will enhance the City of Massillon's safety for many decades to come. Massillon is moving forward with great partners. Thank you all for your expertise and your dedication to the structure of the levee and especially the safety of our city. Thank you.
And now for our keynote speaker, the gentleman from the 7th District of Ohio, Congressman Bob Gibbs.
Thank you. It's glad to be here this morning. And thank you to Colonel Evans for your work and Park District and Mayor. This is really exciting. We come together, and it's really a partnership. As I was just stated, if you think about this, this project was completed in 1951, and that's almost 70 years ago. And back in March of 2018, during a routine inspection, they realized that they had an issue with the erosion of the east and west banks, and now we're coming together with a $22.5 million project funded through the Army Corps of Engineers, through the last year's 2019 Supplemental Appropriations Disaster Package. And so there's no cost to local taxpayers on this. But the partnership, though, as the mayor just stated, does deal because the city maintains the pumps and they control it during flood events. And I'm told by the colonel and the rest of the Army Corps folks that the city does a really good job of maintaining that equipment, keep it lubricated, keep it functioning well. And so kudos to the city for that, and they realize how important. But you think about this project almost 70 years ago, and now it's time to do an update. And you think about what happens if we did do this, and disaster, catastrophic disaster. 90,000 customers at the water plant. When floodwaters hit a water plant, it shuts down, and of course your emergency manager on the other side of the system, and this protects many businesses and some residential areas. So this is really critical, and I'm glad I was able to have a part in it. As you stated earlier, I was chairman of the subcommittee of Water Resource and Environment Subcommittee, has jurisdiction of the Army Corps of Engineers. And one thing we did back in 2012, we just kind of reformed the processes of that, trying to streamline, make it more efficient. And we've been committed to do what we call a water bill every 2 years, and we've been doing that. And that's critical to get these programs out there to do this important infrastructure projects that protect the public, and also it's good for recreation. That's why I'm glad to see the Park District Director here, because it's kind of an offside. That's a thing that happens, and that partnership, you're there to get the core ideas and help what they can do. And sometimes there might be a little limited what they can do in that aspect, but there's an offshot there that's a big benefit and the community. And I think that having this levees repaired and fix the scouring issues, erosion, it'll be good for another 70 years. And especially since it's so well maintained by the city, pumps and control of that. So I'm really excited to see the first phase, the access roads, started here, and move forward in the second phase and get this done. And it's a huge investment here for the city, and for economic development, and standard of living and the economic environment. Whenever your local economy is strong, doing well, this is an asset that helps that do well, because we protect those from, we have major flood events. So it's really an honor to be here, to be part of this, and I was privileged to help to get this done. We spent support last year to General Sanitary to fund this project, and so we'll move forward, and hopefully about 18 months it'll be completely done, and move on with more development in the city here and provide more opportunities and jobs for local residents. So I'm glad to be here. Congratulations to everybody for the great work you're doing, and we're later on today, where Colonel and I are heading out down to Tuscarawas County to Zor, and groundbreaking down there, and the levee down there. And so that's another partnership. And we, I should say something about this here in Massillon is a partnership with the city, but in the whole region here, we have flood control that started back in the 1930s, and the Conservancy District, which is Clean Water Conservancy District. I know we have a representative from there, and it's been a partnership and infrastructure of stopping flooding, from the headwaters up here going down all the way down through the Tuscarawas, skiing into Ohio and Mississippi, and so we have lots of infrastructure in this area with the Dover Dam, Oliver Dam, now the Zor Levee, repair of that. We had Milwaukee, we're starting a groundbreaking repair down there in Shotton County, and so we have a whole system that works together, integrates together to control the water flow going down the river to protect other cities like Dover, Zanesville, Marietta, and all the way down through the system. And that was a great investment that was put in, 80, 90 years ago. And now we've, with the partnership here, this project with the city, and the partnership with the Ski Watershed Conservancy District and the Army Corps of Engineers, we've been upgrading all these infrastructure assets that were put in the 30s. And we're coming to an end, finishing up here, and so it's really exciting. Oliver Dam Levee is finished, the Dover Dam is finished, the Zor Levee will be finished here with the groundbreaking, and so we're making huge improvements, and so we're really excited about what's going on here, and protect it from when we have major flood events like we had in 2005 and other years. So congratulations to everybody. Thanks for the good work you all do. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. And now for the event we've all been waiting for. I'll ask our distinguished guests to follow me to the tent outside and secure a hard hat and shovel.
Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for attending our ceremony. Please enjoy the rest of your day.